Welcome to my bed. I want to do this thing where I lay in bed because it's comfy and I talk about whatever's on my mind. This is mostly to deal with my fear of being perceived and I guess like a fear of having a personality or like opinions or just like literally being myself. I was doing it on Instagram, but I don't like doing things every day, or at least like making videos, or I don't know. Reels was not working for me. I prefer TikTok, but I don't make TikToks either, so I like consuming them. But yeah. Also, Reels are only 3 minutes long, and I got more to say, or it takes me more than 3 minutes to get to my point, if I even have a point, or if I even remember what the point is. So, that is one of my plans. I don't know how often I'll do this, but hopefully it's often enough that it helps. And hopefully the audio doesn't sound poopy. I have this lav mic, but it was literally $9. And for the most part, I feel like it does sound good, but sometimes it has this weird audio interference sound, which is interesting. I recently learned about audio interference. When I say recently, I mean within the last year, and it's really annoying. At least when you're trying to do things with audio and you want specifically clean audio. But yeah. So I did have something that I wanted to talk about, but of course I cannot remember what that is. Also, my mouth is getting, or my face is getting itchy. I'm trying to work on my skincare. As you might be able to see, I have this red spot on my nose. It was like a weird, I don't know, because it wasn't quite a pimple, like a regular whitehead or blackhead. I guess it was more like an infected blackhead, or many infected blackheads. And that is the aftermath. Also, you can't see, but I have rashy skin. The lighting isn't super great because I'm sitting not fully in the dark, but I only have a few choice lights on and my Christmas tree. Because sometimes I use that as a nightlight. But I don't need one all the time. It's only if I'm watching too many scary things. And it's usually when I first start watching scary things, then I get like desensitized or uninterested in it, so I just stop watching. But oh, I think I kind of remember what I wanted to talk about. So the whole reason I'm doing this, other than the fear of being perceived and stuff, well, I guess it ties into it, but I have struggled with, I don't even know like what necessarily to call it. I know I've always had bad mental health, but I think it's also just like being neurodivergent, undiagnosed neurodivergent, and just not really understanding what's going on around me and like why I'm being treated the way I'm being treated, or like what am I doing wrong, because it feels like I'm doing something wrong all the time. And of course, since I'm a whole ass adult, it's really hard to get assessed for that. And even if you do get assessed, what does it change? I mean, it could change things for some people, but for the most part, I don't think it really changes much. Like, you could get help, like disability help. You are kind of protected under like disability rights. Like, people can't discriminate you because of your disability, but people still will, unfortunately. You can ask for accommodations at school because it is a neurodevelopmental disorder. And I think well, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like in school you're more likely to get accommodations. But when it comes to like workplaces, it really depends on where you work and who your employer is and stuff. Because I've had people where I've tried to ask for certain accommodations and they weren't anything crazy. It was like, can I have a set schedule? Can I only like work on like these times, or I'm only available this time or something? And it was just like, why would you want that? Or you're an adult, you should be responsible. I'm like, I'm also an adult, so you should probably listen to what I'm trying to ask. Like, I don't feel like I'm being difficult. That was also like one of the worst jobs I had. I worked at Burger Purgatory. I worked at a fast food place, A&W, and I had to open not every morning, but because I worked 18 hours a week, 18, 20. I wasn't full time. I did not want to be full time because I cannot handle full time. Maybe if I was in a different circumstance, I could, but I can barely handle part time. I can't really take care of myself and my cat and my apartment, and like, it's a lot for me to do all the things that most adults are supposed to be doing. And I know it's not necessarily disability that makes life hard like that, but it definitely does not help. But yeah, I was opening every morning. I was working alone in the kitchen, at least, from like 5 a.m. or 5:30 to 9 a.m. I had to make sure all of the like food was stocked for whenever orders came, like the eggs and the sausages, the hash browns. I had to make sure that I prepped vegetables if I needed to prep like lettuce and tomatoes, which I had to wash. I had to wash them, sanitize them, and then I had to cut them and then put them in the right bins. Hair touching my eye, or close to my eye. And if I had enough time, I would have to start onion rings or try to prepare them. Because if you don't know, A&W batters their own onion rings. But yeah, and doing like the morning rush was not fun because you have all the orders in the drive-thru and then you have the people coming inside. And A&W has like these breakfasts where you can order like eggs, like over easy or poached or whatever you desire. And so trying to manage all that and then just being the person that I am, just it made things really hard. Also, like, I know other like people who went to like dine there, get food or whatever, they know how like shit it is. Like, do you want to go to a fast food place and wait 20 minutes for your food? That's not what fast food is. And it's like, I would love for it not to take that long, but I am literally one person. And then there'd be one person in the front, and they were a manager, so they were able to work in both. But even when we were both doing it, I was just like, this is the stupidest thing ever. And I remember going back there like a while after, because I didn't go there for a while. I used to eat there quite often before I worked there, and a little bit after, I think I kind of stopped because I did not want to see the people there. And then it'd been a while, like probably a year or something, and then I was like, I wonder if I'm going to see my manager, because I saw her at the grocery store and she didn't notice me because I ran away. And I was like, I wonder if I'm going to see her. And she was there. And then she's like, oh, are you working? And I'm like, eh. I was trying to, like, I don't know, cut the conversation short. And she's like, oh, I was going to offer you to come back here. Look, we're not busy. It's like, yeah, you're not busy because the service is horrendous. Like, no one wants to wait 500 years for their food. And then also, it's like, you make gravy, you can't even, like, mix it properly. Because I was working somewhere else, and one of the kids that I worked with, he was like, oh, I went to A&W the other day and I had the worst service ever. I'm like, yeah, I'd believe it. It's like, I'm sorry, but that place is mid. I mean, not A&W in general, but that specific A&W. And mind you, the person who owns it, or like the franchise person, owns two other A&Ws. And I know the other one is even worse. And then the other one's probably better because it's in a way bigger place. But yeah, I totally went on a. Oh, I was talking about disability. I get off track really easily because I feel like I need to give a lot of context. And then I forget what my whole point was. But yeah, I just wanted to work set days. And I also didn't want to work alone. I felt like that was a reasonable request. And she's like, people in wheelchairs do more than you. I'm like, okay, noted. And then I quit shortly after. And then I worked at the hospital. And then the pandemic hit. Like, basically, when I started working at the hospital, like, it was like my second week. I never got COVID while I worked there, though. So, I'm lucky that way, even though I've gotten it last summer and potentially a month ago or something. But I don't know if I actually did or not because I had no reason to do a test because I had no commitments. I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to see anyone. So, like, what's the point of me taking a test? I took one when I was feeling better just to make sure that I was not contagious or I didn't have COVID or whatever. And it was negative. So, that's good. But I'm definitely at a point in my life where my life continues to not necessarily get worse. I think I've every time I hit rock bottom, it's usually the same rock bottom. It usually never gets worse, but I don't feel like I get very far before I'm back at rock bottom again. So I would say recently I hit rock bottom, like probably a month or two. I finally admitted that I was really depressed. I kind of thought that, like, oh, if I just do this, it'll be fine, or if I work on this, I'll be fine. And like, I just need to keep exercising and keep on like my lifestyle changes, like, because I'm trying to lose weight. I always feel weird about saying losing weight because I feel like it has like a weird connotation. Like, it's not that I like want to just be thin. It's like I want to feel strong. I want to be confident in my body. I want my body to feel good, and I want it to feel good for a long time, even though it has not felt good for a while. And I also don't want to have an eating disorder anymore, or I don't want to struggle with it anymore. So I kind of thought, like, I just need to do better and I'll feel better. And then I just realized how, like, irritable I was and how angry I was all the time. And or if I wasn't angry, I was crying, like crying every day, multiple times a day. And it's like, it's just the season of life I'm in. It'll be fine. It'll get better. I just need to start working on things because I'm not currently working. And realistically, I don't know what to do for work because I'm not really interested in anything to go to school. Or for, I said that weird, but there's nothing that interests me enough to want to go to school for it. And I wouldn't really be able to go to school because I still have a student loan from 2014 that I need to pay off. It was only $6,000, but I haven't even paid like half of it because I keep putting it on repayment assistance because I literally cannot afford more than what I'm doing right now. So I'm losing the plot. Oh, and my brain is really losing it right now. I don't really fit into like 9 to 5 or like working for someone else. It would have to be a really specific thing that I would feel comfortable with and I wouldn't like be shamed. I cannot have another entry level job. Like I will actually run into oncoming traffic if I have to go back because it's a nightmare. They expect so much from you and then they don't train you properly and they get mad at you for it. And I want more than that. And it's okay if you like those kind of jobs, but that's not something I want to spend the rest of my life doing. I feel like my life has been like a living nightmare for most of my life, and I need a break from the nightmare. I know I will hopefully figure something out. I still really don't know what, but I think if I can work on doing stuff like this, then I won't be so afraid of just like existing in spaces that include other people. Because that's really my biggest problem is that I'm around other people and my brain stops working. Like it's half an anxiety thing and half the like, I'm not human. I don't know how to human. I don't know. It's a lot. And I know in some ways I am the architect of my own hell. I have chosen things. I've made certain decisions that have gotten me to the point that I am at right now. And it sucks, but I can't undo those. I can just make different choices now. I know I've done a lot of work on myself and I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I think in this last year, because I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, can't really stop with a food addiction quite yet, but working on that, I've come to realize that, well, the less dissociated I am, the more I realize things that are just really painful because I'm not escaping them anymore, so I have to deal with them. And I've kind of purged a lot of people from my life. And realistically, a lot of those people that I purged, we weren't really friends to begin with, or like they weren't really big parts of my life. But then, of course, they probably did not they see it that way. So they're like, oh, what did I do to upset you? It's like, brother, we do not talk. And I say brother like it's gender neutral as I do say as I say girl, gender neutral, okay. It's not about the gender, it's about the connotation. Or like the I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm not trying to disrespect pronouns or whatever. I consider myself gender neutral, and if anything, I wish I wasn't perceived. It's like, don't call me any pronoun because I just want to be a fly on the wall that no one sees, like a tiny little fly. It's like, where are they? Are they in that corner or are they in that corner? No one knows. But yeah, I didn't do it in like the best way, but at the same time, it's just like I knew I had to do it some way. And it's not like I made a big scene or whatever. It's just like I just unadded them. And it was people on the internet. And I always get weird about this because I'm like, well, it's just people on the internet. Even though, like, a lot of my bestest friends are people that I met on the internet. So it's not necessarily like, I don't mean it like that. But then it's like, it's easy for me to be friendly to people, even when I'm like anxious or uncomfortable. And I think that's kind of like the fawning thing, or then if I just decide I don't give a fork, then it's pretty easy for me to, I guess, just be myself because I don't feel like I need to perform for anyone. And I think that's when I am my most charismatic because I don't feel like I need to impress anyone, but it's hard for me to get into that headspace for some reason. Like, I'm always like worried that I'm being too weird or I'm acting strange or I'm being rude. Even though, like, if I'm being rude, I would like someone to tell me. I mean, tell me gently because I will cry. But yeah, I think because of like people pleasing and stuff, I didn't realize that, like, the reason you're feeling this way around this person or having these thoughts is because you don't like them. And it's okay to not like them. I think when I find out that someone like likes me or enjoys my company, I'm really taken aback because I can't fathom why. And then I'm also confused because I don't feel the same way back. And when I say like, I don't mean like romantic, I just mean like as a person, like friendship, platonic wise. Because I'm just like, oh, well, you're just kind of like a person that's there that I'm kind of interacting with, but not really. Because usually when I have those moments, it's like I know we had a good interaction, but I can't remember like what happened or what I said or what you said. I don't remember anything. So that's strange. But yeah, it was just a lot of people that I didn't really spend a lot of time with. And I'm like, why am I investing so much time and energy and thought towards these people who literally could not care about me? Like, they will say that they care, but then it's like I could be so straight up with them and be like I need more from this friendship or whatever, and they'd be like, cool, and nothing would change, and because they don't care, and that's okay. But I'm not gonna waste my time on people who don't care because I don't like surface level interactions. I don't like having acquaintances. I don't like having a lot of friends just to have friends. If you're my friend, like, you're my bestie. Like, I feel you're the type, you're, God, I'm having a stroke. Um, if you're my friend, then you're someone I care deeply about. It's like either you're my friend or you're not. Like, you're a friend or you're an acquaintance. There's no in between. There's no like, oh, this is the person I go bowling with on Tuesdays. It's like, no, we're either besties or we're not. Like, I have a very limited social battery. And if you just want a surface level whatever with me, like, please leave me alone. I would rather just spend time by myself. And for a long time, it was really hard for me to be alone. And I think that's because, I guess, kind of around COVID, a lot of people were spending like time online, or that it was always like every Friday we would have drinks online, or I would always be like in a voice call with people, and we wouldn't necessarily always be doing the same thing together, always like actually speaking. It was just kind of being in each other's company. But I think after a while, I'm like, I don't need to do this. Like, I like people's company, and I'm glad that they like mine, or they say they do at least. But it's like, I need to learn to not hate myself and enjoy my own company, which is what I've been doing this past year. And I feel like I'm only just kind of hopefully getting okay with it. I keep getting okay with it, and then I end up being in some codependent like relationship that gets like really intense really fast because I got the autism rhythm, you know. You're so cool and mysterious. No, I'm autistic and mentally ill. Please continue. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Turn around. And there, I do have this one friend that I might get into it another time, but or at least deeper. It's been interesting because of my afflictions. So I struggle with codependency, and I definitely have like a favorite person, and I also struggle with limerence because I grew up not feeling very loved. So when people make me feel safe and seen, I think it's love. I confuse it with love. Or I feel so unloved. I look for it in places that it's not, or I convince myself that that's what it is. And the the thought of a relationship like brings me like some sort of peace or like emotional regulation. I've just sneezed. um, Even though I realize now that, well, I knew for a while that I'm asexual, but I'm realizing more now that I am aromantic, and that like the need for me to be in a relationship is just like I don't have a lot of my needs met. And I don't mean like sexual needs, okay? I mean just like basic human needs. Like I don't feel very validated by a lot of people in my life, or the people that I do feel validated by, they're busy, they have their own lives, and I don't want to bother them. Like, they're really busy, and I don't want to bother them with the same shit that I'm always like crying about. So yeah, but it's confusing for me when people want to spend a lot of time with me, like almost every waking second, because I'm just like kind of being chillin'. And then they're like, oh, do you want to hang out? And we hang out a lot. And then they stop talking to me. And then they pop up back up. And then they stop talking to me. And then they pop back up. And it's just like, because I know even if I asked, I wouldn't get an answer. Or it would be a lie. And I think that's what pisses me off the most about that situation. Also, I really hope this is not super hard to follow, because I have a really hard time staying on topic and also forming thoughts and sentences. And when I look up, it's me searching for thoughts. But I'm trying to hate myself less, and I feel like I am. I can actually, like, look at my own face, which is nice. Only sometimes, like right now, I'm pretty okay with it. Also, you can't really see my baldness, which is on the top of my head. It's been like, you aren't balding. It's like, girl, you have not seen the top of my head. It doesn't even look that bad because the lighting is dim, but if it's bright, girl, there's a lot of real estate there. But I'm fine wearing wigs. It's just wearing wigs certain times isn't super fun. But I'm also hoping that losing weight would make it a little more fun because mostly it's just like being hot and sweaty. Even though I have pretty lightweight wigs, I have some that are not lightweight and they're so itchy and they're so uncomfortable. But these ones are pretty comfortable and they're lightweight, but it's still like more hair and it's also just like kind of wearing a hat. Excuse me. And I definitely feel better because I've lost about 30 pounds and I have been trying to exercise. I haven't really exercised lately. I think I did over the weekend, but I haven't. My sleep has been really inconsistent because my cat has not been doing well. But she's better now. She's getting her booty flushed tomorrow, and I have to stop feeding her at midnight tonight, which it should be fine because she's still like not super into her food right now. So hopefully it's not too painful because her appointment isn't. I don't drop her off until 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's over 12 hours without food. I'm really regretting my decisions. But she should be fine. Fingers crossed. But yeah, she has a anal sac disease, which is less common in cats than dogs, but she is obese. She's lost 3 pounds though, so that's huge. Huge for the tour. Yeah. I think she's still afraid to eat because it was usually after she ate that she would be really uncomfortable. So, but hopefully they flush it and give the antibiotics and then she'll be good. Like, hopefully it won't come back. But I'm really glad that she's doing better. I told this to my friend, but Safi's my win con, so I really gotta get moving. I really gotta start drafting or whatever the kids say these days. But I know I'm working on things, and I know I'm trying my best, and I know that I will get there eventually. Trying to give myself more grace, trying to be more present and mindful. It's hard because I keep getting triggered by certain people in my life that I am not in a position to cut out or stop talking to. So, and I've come to a point where I'm like, I know why they are the way that they are. And of course, I wish they weren't, and I wish things were different, but it's not up to me to fix that or change that, which has been a hard pill to swallow. But yeah, I think that is going to be it. Thank you for visiting my bed. It's nothing crazy. I have a squishmallow and my pillowcase and cover this part, but that's okay. But yeah, we'll see how often I do this. Not that I really expect anyone to watch it because it's mostly just for me. But if it does help someone in some way, that would be cool. But yeah, catch ya on the flip side.